Right.
Well, today's I'm gonna write in Corey's notebook, and I'm gonna say, Jordan sucks massive schlong.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Hey, everyone.
Heroes, villains, and sidekicks. Thank you for joining us for the Umbra Initiative post show.
Oh, yeah.
Courtesy of patreon.com/the Umbra Initiative.
Hell yeah.
Best website of all time.
Duh.
If you're watching this, it's because you've been donating to us. Oh
Hell
my
yeah.
god, you're the best.
You guys
Holy
are amazing.
shit.
Amazing.
Thank you so much. This is the post show for episode 14.
Yes. The Coryless one, as you can tell.
The Coryless episode.
Unfortunately, Corey could not make it, so we...
No, he's doing sovereign blood stuff.
Yeah.
So, blow this. Okay.
Let's talk for at least 30 minutes.
All right, yeah. So episode 14. My notes here are like virtually worthless.
Really?
Well, for episode 14. So like we went in it completely, like if there's left and right,
Yeah.
like I was like, okay, we're gonna steer this right, and it was like left.
I thought this was the plan.
Yeah.
I thought
It was a plan,
I
but
see.
not today's plan.
Curious
I
to know what
see.
the other plan was.
Yeah, I'm curious
Yeah.
to know what today's plan specifically
That
was.
makes my job for planning next week a lot easier. I'll tell you that much. I can now just expand on that more. So that was interesting.
Yeah,
A lot of my plan was that like, oh, this is going to be like a casual episode because Corey isn't here.
Right.
And,
yeah.
you know, just
Keeping it...
I was like, oh, you know what I'm going to do? They're going to go on a nice date with Raj. Like, they're just going to go out with Raj.
Okay.
They're
That
gonna
would've been
go-
great.
That would
They're
be
going to go
fun.
meet that celebrity.
Yeah, at the library.
Library.
Yep.
Library.
I have that he was going to take you guys
Library.
fishing.
Oh, damn! That sounds way better!
Some other activities.
Oh, okay.
We missed a date with Raj?
Yeah, we missed it.
We could have been a throuple.
We missed like
Damn
we missed like the social link.
Yes!
It was like on this day specifically, you have to talk to Raj to do this thing.
Son of a bitch!
But instead you played with that dog in the park.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
Damn it.
we started with the pre-scene with Laura and Liam
Yep.
hiking in the woods
Yeah.
on some day.
Yes.
And Laura stumbled.
Yeah. Into something.
That's it.
I assume she found the ball, the orb, that we picked up at the very end of the episode. Or that I touched. That's my assumption. Could definitely be wrong.
Good assumption.
but That's yeah.
Good assumption.
I don't know. First, I don't know, actually. I haven't thought that one through yet.
Oh, do you have a card for the ball or the orb?
No, because we didn't go into it.
Okay, that's fine.
But
It is
this went on a little long, so I didn't want to. I do have a card actually.
Oh, for last time.
For coin!
Yes, I do have that right now, and which I can give to you.
Okay.
Wow! Wow! Reach long arms! You freak! Too bad you don't have extendos.
I mean, I'll read it now. I'll read it again on air. But Avarice, a worn $50 coin with some abandonment issues. It holds a triangular pattern along its edge. Quirk 1, always returns to whoever held it last, but only when it is out of sight.
Oh.
Huh. Interesting.
That's so weird.
Interesting.
It's just
Okay.
there.
I like it.
It's just for funsies.
Yeah.
Yeah. So after the pre-scene, we came on to Barrett going for grocery shopping.
Yeah.
With Bowie.
Yeah.
Nice adventure.
I wanted to buy some pet toys.
I did throw out the name of our next Patreon character.
Did you?
I did. I think I dropped it. I think I only dropped it once this episode. I meant to do it twice, so I only did it once.
Was it in the grocery store?
Yeah.
The old lady?
Yeah.
It was...
Makes you think.
Fuck! I write so many things down! Shit!
See that, you know,
I didn't write a
try
lot
to
for
make
this
it. I think like a
episode.
good DM should make it so that like you don't know what you should or shouldn't be writing, so you
Yeah.
should be writing everything.
Yeah.
Right.
I got that.
Honestly, this is the one episode that I didn't write a whole lot, because I was
okay.
like, well, like, I'll write the key things.
You're
and-
pretty into it though.
Yeah.
So. I think
Yeah.
that makes up for it.
When
I'm deep.
when I heard the name, I was like, that's gonna be important. But
Yeah.
like to stay in character,
Fuck,
of
what
course
was
I
the
don't take
name?
notes.
Sure, of
It's
course,
like
yeah,
right
yeah.
on the tip of my tongue.
Even though Barrett did take notes last session.
Oh no, I do have notes. I have very specific notes.
Oh,
Here's
okay.
a note.
Of everything else, I don't take.
Yeah, yeah.
notes.
Yes. Meanwhile, I'm just like,
And then we have Arabella asking around the convent,
yeah, mad sus.
and nobody knows what's going on. Weird, right?
Yeah. I really want to get into her belongings.
Dude, I wanted you to break open that drawer.
I was not gonna
so
break open the
bad.
door.
I wanted to know. I wanted to know what was in it.
I know, same, dude. I was right there with you, but I wasn't gonna do it. Just break it. They would have known it was me.
But then you would have known what was in it.
Yeah, I mean, you really did by not breaking into it. It was like the safest thing to do.
Yeah.
Is it too late now?
I respect your decision,
Yeah.
but it's not the decision I would have made.
You made a lot of decisions I wouldn't have made today. So.
We play very differently.
Yes. That's why we're so good together.
Dude,
That's why we play so good
like
together.
honestly, Arabella getting trapped in the house alone was probably my favorite way that could have happened.
Yeah, that was pretty brilliant.
Yeah.
I think that was really good.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Like because as shown later on in the episode when Barrett was also like in that area and like the vision of his son was there, he was just like, yeah, you know, like
We'll get to that point.
That was really good. I like that a lot.
So you two decide, hey, we're gonna meet up. We have to ask each other some questions.
Yeah.
So you meet at the diner.
Yes.
You talk for a bit at the diner, kind of like,
Oh, we were in the car?
sorry, outside of the
we're in the car.
You kind of like unload a little bit of baggage
Yeah.
at each other for a bit.
Yeah.
It's pretty, not light, kind of heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
We addressed the elephant in the room of reviving people.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, he's had that question for Arabella since it happened. Like, is that something you can do? Like,
Right.
is that normal?
Yeah.
You know?
I wonder, why does Barrett want to know that? To use it? To just know
You
it
know.
exists? I don't know.
For reasons that Barrett has.
Yeah.
That, I enjoy delving into we touched upon it a couple episodes, the selfish side of Barrett.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like
The
and him,
deadbeat dad.
yeah, and him like, a lot of parts he just comes out and says it like, I'm protecting my own ass.
Right.
That's what I do.
I really like that dynamic as Arabella, who's someone who's literally will go out of her way for everyone else, and
Yep.
as Barrett, who will literally like not do that at all.
Yep.
I think it's such a good, but it's like almost forced to.
Yeah. I think they make a really fun and dysfunctional team.
Yeah.
The two of these characters. I know it kind of really showed today. They just are very different.
Yeah. Whenever you came, yeah. Sorry.
You guys finish your conversation, and then Raj walks out of the diner.
Yep.
Yeah. What was he doing in there?
He got a sandwich.
So, see,
He was
knowing
digging graves. He's getting sandwiches. He's gonna bury the sandwich.
he's bearing the lead. Knowing what your plans were for today now a little bit makes it really funny that he just walked out of the sandwich shop and was like, "Hey guys."
And then you dragged him.
Yeah.
I'm really. Oh, you know what I was thinking about too? Like, once, like, first of all, that he agreed to like follow us to
Yeah.
like supposed Umbra place, and I wonder if he was uncomfortable because he's not supposed to be in Umbras at all, or if it was having the same effect on him that it was for everyone
Oh
else.
yeah, I didn't think about that. I thought it was just because he didn't want to be in an Umbra, but
Right.
it could be that.
That's like the probably what it is, but I just wonder
Yeah.
if it could have been something else.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
Yeah, I like that. I like that idea.
I mean, I assume he's a dude, right? Like he has done shit. Like I don't know,
I assume.
but I don't even know if
anything about
the.
him.
But then like I don't know if the Umbras affect him. But I don't know. It's on my whiteboard.
They definitely don't affect him the same way it affects us because the last time he was in one with us. But
Right.
then again, he was in one with us before, so
Right.
he can go in them.
Right. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Curious, right?
Yeah, very, very, very.
Yeah, you guys are like, we have a lead. And instead of going to the nice...
It's all the
in
way
Guam,
down the end
yeah.
of the room. It's all the way over there. Against the bookshelf.
Now you have to wait. Quit fucking with it. You dropped it 50 times that fucking episode, you
I know,
bitch.
I always drop it. I like playing with it.
I know, I do it with the hairpiece.
Yeah.
Instead of going to the library or going fishing or whatever other activity I
Yeah.
had planned, you were like,
We
let's
should.
go to the Hark.
Yeah.
Which, like, it's totally understandable, and I probably should have saw it coming. Very much should have saw it coming.
Well,
Shoulda went on that date.
yeah. Yeah. Barrett was very straightforward with him this episode. He's like, hey, this stuff happened to me. What do you know? Like,
Yeah.
do you know anything about this stuff? And he said maybe the Hark
But yeah,
residence.
you asked about the other place,
Yeah.
whatever it may
Yeah.
Yeah.
be, and he didn't know anything.
Yeah.
Tasty tidbits.
Yeah. Little tidbits.
So you guys go to the Hark residence,
Yeah.
and Arabella goes in and chats up with the kids, lets them play with the ferret.
Unsuccessfully.
It was good though. Your talk with Liam
yeah.
there. It was good. Like right at the start, you were just kind of like playing with them, playing with the kids.
Yeah, and
It was good.
Laura gets aggro
Yeah.
and triggers an Umbra.
Yeah. I liked the moment when I just thought it was funny when Barrett first went in the house. He's like, all right, what's going on? They're like,
Yeah, like what the yeah, legit. I was gonna say that a second ago. I love it. Yeah. He was like, fuck you, bitch. What the fuck?
I like,
Coming in like all business. They're like, bro, are you dead ass right
I was
now?
like, all right, where's the Umbra? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, like, oh my god.
I liked when
That was so good.
I liked when he went out of the house. He's like, Shizzy, you want me in there? Like, what? Come on.
What, like, why? What's wrong?
I'm cool, right?
I'm chill. All I told was that brat to get the fuck out.
I thought it was funny.
It was. No, that was so good. I don't know. Fucking... I like how Rise 2 was like, Rise, oh my god, Raj.
Ooh.
I know. You made them too similar. I like how Raj called you out on it too. It was like,
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Yeah, you got a little bit more Raj than we ever had.
Yeah,
Before,
no,
that
it-
isn't spitting like exposition.
Yeah, yeah. It was fun.
And then he did
Yeah.
Yeah.
in a cryptic way.
Yeah, I like hanging out with him.
I really don't know if he's good or not. I really can't tell. I
have no
like
idea.
he's so middle of the road, but then every time I don't know if Bowie doesn't like him because he knows like something that we don't, or if it's just the Umbra thing because he reacts to the Umbra,
Yeah.
and obviously Raj is like not from like
Yeah.
Earth,
Something's up with him.
right?
So maybe that's why Bowie gets a reaction.
Yeah,
But
but I don't know.
yeah, I try to
Still sus.
very sus. Barrett does not trust him still. I try to play off that like Barrett just kind of doesn't like him.
Yeah.
But maybe after this episode it'll be a little different. But
It's tough, right?
yeah,
I mean, it's a character that goes on one end is just like, oh, what if the kids have to die?
yeah, yeah,
And then the second moment is like, all right, I'll help.
yeah.
But like, what does that mean?
Yeah, that line definitely stuck with Barrett. Like he's probably gonna
Yeah.
bring that up later
Yeah.
at some point.
I thought he was gonna straight up be like, especially when Raj was like, that gun's like pretty useful. I was
Yeah.
like, is he like telling him to snipe the kids?
Yeah.
It's like, take the shot.
But he called their gun an abomination.
Yeah, part
Yeah.
abomination. Yeah, which is interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's some weird shit going on.
But yeah, so this Umbra over here. I mean, can you guys guess what the theme was?
responsibility.
Yes, it was. Thank you.
They took the word too.
Yeah.
Yep. Kin of responsibility, accountability, blame.
Interesting.
That's what this was.
That was good.
Yeah, this one. There's actually 2 drafts of this Umbra.
Really?
I
Really?
scrapped the first one. I didn't really like it, and pulled what I liked and put it into this one.
What was the first draft?
It was very similar to what you've seen over here. There was just a lot of like thematic stuff I didn't really think went like the Umbra was going to be Liam takes the party on like this weird childlike fantasy journey, like a Lord of the Rings-esque style, like children's book fantasy thing, where like his father is the dragon that holds his sister kind of thing, and his mother is like the knight that helps, like working around that.
Right.
Or I think it was reversed. The sister was like the knight, and then the mother was like in the castle.
Yeah.
But I was like, it strayed too far away from the concept that I wanted to go with, and it also was like, I just wanted it to feel more real and way more grounded.
Yeah.
So
I got that.
and more horror.
Yeah.
So
which it definitely.
Yeah, it definitely was a good job with that.
Yeah, I said before. I think it was the last post show I wanted to bring back to horror some way somehow at some point, and I think this is a good way to do that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's very good.
Just wait till the next one.
Oh shit.
I'm excited.
I can't wait. But like, yeah, this one, and there are a lot of stuff I definitely dropped on this one. Just I'm like looking at my notes now that just at the time it just didn't really work out. Just like some design stuff I forgot to include.
Yeah.
And just some like little details.
Descriptors.
This one was the hardest Umbra to make by far.
Really?
Yeah.
Because there's like so many sensitive topics to it that I just don't think I could have put in.
That makes sense.
Because I don't know if I wanted to like. I don't think if it was like a book. Sure, because I could control everything.
Right.
But the fact that it's the nature of the game, I can't. And like,
Yeah.
if something really fucked up happened, I don't know if I wanted to, ironically, take responsibility for not bringing to light really serious issues and then like leaving them unfulfilled, right?
Yeah.
I see.
So it was a little lighter than I originally had planned with the family.
I'm curious. Since Arabella was kind of the one that was trapped in the house alone, or trapped in the Umbra alone, which I liked, did you have things equally as in depth for all three of us? If like we
absolutely.
were also in there,
Absolutely.
Like your son.
yeah.
Well, a lot of I hate saying this, but pretty much everything Arabella saw in there was improv.
Interesting.
Like I have a general concept for everyone, but because I didn't know who was going to be there at any time, I could have spent like hours writing down like scenario,
Right.
and I just thought like, you know what, I'm just gonna go.
That would have been too much.
Exactly.
For like,
I get that.
So I was
every
like,
scenario.
I'm just gonna improv it all, and just go it from there.
Yeah, it worked.
And wrote that. And it worked out pretty well.
Yeah.
I love the scene with Simon.
Oh
and
yeah.
Barrett. I
was
love that.
So
Because like, the thing that's really cool about the Umbras is like, it's all up to interpretation. Like whatever your perception is of that concept, because that's what a kin is. It's the personification of a concept.
Yeah.
So, and because concepts are so loosely based on perception, obviously one person's sense of responsibility is going to be different from another person's sense of responsibility and whatever. So when he was like, he took responsibility for the fact that he abandoned his child, and he owned it, and that freed him from the Umbra.
Yeah, that was so good.
Yeah, 'cause, I mean,
it was like heartbreaking too, because you're like, damn, like, especially like in a situation where, like, it was ironic that you're in a situation where you're trying to help kids, like someone's kids, after like abandoning your own, and like just being able to not brush it off, but like stand up and be like, yep, like I did that. That's what I did.
Yeah, and it's good timing that it came after. When he just went to his house
and didn't see his kid.
And didn't see his
Didn't
kid.
stick around to say hello or anything to him.
Because like part of Barrett is that he knows he abandoned his kid and he's not proud of it, but like he knows that he's doing it because he has to, and or like to keep him safe, or like
that's what stops him from being like a total scumbag.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of like, he probably like, he realizes that like, I could show up in his life and what's that gonna do right now? It might just like fuck him up more. Like maybe he's scared of that, and maybe it will, maybe it wouldn't. Right? You know, maybe all that kid needs is his dad to come back. But Barrett has his own way of rationalizing through it and taking responsibility for that.
Because when his ex-wife said that like his son was doing well in school. He was
Yeah.
like, that's more of a reason for me not to be
Yes.
there.
Yeah.
So like when he saw the shade of his kid, he was just like, yeah,
Yeah.
like fine.
And you know, he didn't even know what his kid really looked like.
Right,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
that was
what's
so good.
Yep.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was a great moment.
Yeah.
And then with like Arabella, with her whole like constant horror show of
Right.
corpses,
That was
Yeah.
corpses.
intense, dude.
Oh my
Yeah.
god,
That
yeah.
was a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was interesting because it was like she was like taking responsibility in like the wrong way.
Right.
Where she was like, I'll protect Liam and I'll do all that.
Right.
But the whole time it's just like I mean, you did these things. Like whether you liked it or not, whether you
Right.
were in control or not, you are related to these incidents. And
Right.
by denying it, you were that's why the Umbra didn't close.
right.
Yeah.
I was trying to go for like that kind of like guilt versus like what's it called? I literally wrote down so many themes for her. Like yeah, like I have like obedience versus like freedom, loyalty versus like guilt, and like like reality versus like naivety. And so I was trying to go for like she will like it's not me, like that's not me, I never
Right.
did that, like I can't have done that, there's no way. And so like trying to continue like no, I'm good, and like trying to do things that make her a good person, but like still not being able to like admit that she did something bad.
Yeah. Ironically, you know, the healer can't heal if you know she can't move past certain aspects.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
Because I think like that Lacey thing is something that like, would haunt her.
Yeah,
You know, she was
definitely.
told before, like you did it.
Yeah,
You know, and sometimes you know, and also told like, oh, you didn't do that. The monster did it. Kind of thing, right. So it's
going
like,
back and forth between like, okay, like is it me, is it not me,
Yeah.
like is it my fault if I don't remember it, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like it's, you know, it's really easy to be like, oh, it's not your fault, and, you know, whatever. It feels like,
a scapegoat almost.
yeah, exactly. And I see that in like a lot of media kind of stuff, right? Or it's just like, oh no, like it's so, like everything's okay. It's not who you are now. Like,
Right.
Da da da. It's like.
But
No,
you still did it.
Like, yeah, but
Yeah.
you still did it, and you have to
Right.
admit that you did. Like,
Yeah.
you know, Darth Vader doesn't become a fucking redeemed person because he killed the Emperor. He still killed those fucking kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, everybody seems to forget that part. It's
Right.
like, you know, like suddenly now he's a ghost with the good guys. And all the
Yeah.
younglings are like,
Bro, what?
oh, you said sorry, you know?
Yeah.
But, you know, you gotta be able to take charge and command of your life in that respect.
Right.
And I really liked the theme of like how Arabella like saw herself turning into the demon.
Yeah.
Like her hands were
Yeah.
changing and like saw the like face to face, like how Mother Adele kind of like changed into it in that
Right.
one part. And it was cool, like literally facing who you are. Like
Yeah.
literally looking at who you really are.
Right. And still, like, I think, like, again, part of, like, some of her themes are, like, her, like, because she is sheltered and she doesn't, like, she does trust all these people to give her truthful information and all this stuff. And so finding out, like, oh, everything that you know is, like, wrong, and still trying to figure out, well, like, what's right, what's wrong, what is true and what's false, and, like, almost choosing, like, to believe certain things over others. And like part of that was like the denying, like no, that's not it.
Right,
like
right.
even as she's turning into this, she's like nope.
Nah.
Like refusing to believe that reality.
Yeah,
because,
you know? And it's like important to like learn that like you can admit that you've done these things and take responsibility for that, but it doesn't mean you have to continue to do it.
Yeah.
Right.
Right? You know? Which I think is an important lesson to learn.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's a bummer that Jordan wasn't here for it.
I know.
Yeah.
He had to miss him, you know.
He'd have some cool baggage.
We
from
texted,
that.
Yeah, right.
we texted in our chat. We were like, I was like, oh, you know, you probably won't miss any major events or whatever. You know, he's gonna come back next week and realize he
What the
missed a
fuck?
whole Umbra.
Yeah. Bro, what the fuck?
Yeah. We didn't mean to. We thought we were supposed to go fishing.
We made the wrong decision. Yeah, I really liked I really liked just having Arabella be stuck in that Umbra.
It really was perfect. I think if anybody should have done it, was her.
Right.
Yeah,
It's so
absolutely.
thematically appropriate.
Right.
It's also like if you really want to get English like literature class
right.
on it,
Yeah.
you have Arabella stuck in the house with all these otherworldly, almost fanciful like supernatural things happening, and then you have Barrett, the more grounded person,
Right,
outside,
right.
more connected, and has to use the real world to help fix
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
And like, I think it was the best way it could have turned out. But for the characters, I think they were in the worst spots they could have been. Because like Arabella obviously has like the most baggage,
Yeah.
like going on. So like the house where it's like take responsibility, and she's like doesn't want to.
Yeah.
And then outside, Barrett is like stumbling, trying to figure out what to do. Like, how do you help this family? Like, I don't know how to help a family.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
If also I was gonna say if you like go back to English class, and I was gonna say Barrett has had to deal with like the real world much more than Arabella. Arabella's been in this like fake like bubble of you know, like I said, like this is real, this is not. You don't have to worry about that or that, or like this almost like false reality. Like what's around her is not really what's going on. People are struggling more than she is aware of, and like not being able to discern like reality versus like fantasy.
I like when I caught your giggle when Raj told Barrett that like this family, or when I was like, this family, like they don't have a dad, like whatever, like what am I supposed to do? And then I saw you giggle, and I was gonna be like, as Barrett, like, oh, I guess I have to be their dad.
Yeah.
now.
When
gonna
she
start-
giggled and that happened, I was like, I really hope he doesn't take this the wrong way. And it's like, I'll be your father.
I was gonna
Where's your mom, kid?
I was gonna say time to fuck your mom. I did, but that's
Although, oh wait, hold on though.
I'll be your daddy.
English class, there is something kind of ironic about like the most motherly character, and like the kind of like dad-ish type character
Yeah.
coming in and like fixing the situation, right?
Right. So funny.
That was really
One thing I do regret, I because we were just running out of time, I had to like push some things ahead a little. Like Deandra has like a bit more baggage that she
Right.
should have unpacked. Like her whole story is that it was a senior year pregnancy that had her first kid,
Right.
Laura. Chase was the name of her husband or a boyfriend.
Right.
She had the kid and he left. Was just like, I can't do it. Which it ties into the theme of responsibility.
Right.
And she just didn't really want this. As any kind of like human being would be compelled to be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
got this entire situation thrown at her against her will. And
Shout out to my mom.
you know, that's what I'm saying about like that more personal, grounded feeling.
Yeah.
And so like that she like neglected her responsibility of her kids because she wants to have she wanted to have a life, right?
Yeah.
So that's why she delves into work. That's why she's a realtor. She's like
Right.
cares more about the tests partly than taking care of her kids. She'll never admit it, and she probably
Right.
doesn't realize it.
Yeah.
But that's like, you know, and then she has to take responsibility.
Yeah. I like that their story. and their
Yeah,
characters.
it was really
I
good.
like it.
You know.
And then like the kids are just like a product of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know,
Like-
like Laura feels guilt because she was born.
Right.
And so not being alive, it's like a real issue.
Right.
It's like too real for a tabletop game, maybe. You know, but
Not this one.
not this show.
I like how real the topics
No, I
are
do
on the show.
too.
It's something you don't see often.
Yeah. And that's always been something Laura's kind of been. You know, she's a rebel because kids act out when they want attention.
Right.
Whether again they know it or not. And Liam's just the brother who wants everyone to be happy and just
Right.
doesn't know what to fucking do.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
a
yeah.
beta. But yeah, that's
Man,
why
we
like
need to make a comic. Dark Horse.
yeah.
We need to make
know.
a comic.
Yeah, you know, that's why I think partly this is like the toughest one to make.
Yeah,
Right? The toughest Umbra to
Right.
like, actually write and like play out and everything. It's because it's just like, just at that point, it's like, well, how do you put the characters in now? It's like too much. You know what I mean?
It worked
like,
out though.
Yeah, it did.
very well. So
it would have been interesting to see what would happen with Jordan and his reaction with responsibility. Because when Arabella was in the house and like like seeing all the people, when she was seeing Lacey, because it was like
you got notes.
Yeah, I have specific notes. When she saw Lacey, because it was one of the first person that she saw, like look at her, and it was like bloody. In my head, I was like, if Barrett was in the house, he would have just walked up to the vision of Lacey and just close her eyes. And it's just like such different takes on the same thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And it would have been interesting to see Jordan's take on those events too.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. I wonder how Jordan would have responded to his, stimuli there.
Right.
So to say.
I think he would have been locked in that house with me.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad I think we recently went over with Natalie, like his sense of duty and responsibility kind of thing.
right.
So I'm kind of glad he wasn't there to reiterate it.
Would have just reiterated.
Yeah.
So it kind of worked out in a way. But I think
Especially-
he would have worked out anyway. But,
Yeah, I think it would have been fine either way, but I kind of agree with what you mean, only because, like, it kind of makes the tension for that conversation with Natalie and Jordan, like, whenever that happens, just kind of builds up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
absolutely.
Oh, you know what's cool to think about though, because like you said, we kind of already went over Jordan's sense of responsibility in a sense. If while that was happening, he was just in therapy.
Yeah. We could
was
do
just,
that.
like,
That's a good idea.
being healthy about it. Like,
Yeah,
for
meanwhile, we're
once.
like,
he came to terms with it already. He was just talking to his therapist,
Yeah.
and then like our two shades of it like happening at the same time. That would have been
Right.
cool. Would have been cool.
And I also like that the person who should have, like, a lot of baggage, which I would think would be you, Barrett, just because, like, he just follows orders and, like, taking responsibility for, like, literally killing people on purpose.
Yep.
Like, I like that. It's almost unexpected. Like, if you look at Barrett as a character, if you threw them both in situations being like, oh, there's Barrett and then there's Arabella, and then you would not expect, like, Barrett to be like, yeah, and Arabella to be like, ah!
Yeah. I mean, I think it shows. It's kind of like an unhealthy sense of responsibility that Barrett has. Like, he's okay with abandoning his family for these reasons. He's okay
Right.
with killing people for
He
these
has, like,
reasons.
it shows his moral code like crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
The fact that he's okay with it is the problem.
right.
But it just happened to help in this situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really good. It was a very fun, intense episode.
We'll have to see what happens next week.
Yeah, absolutely. Now that you said that the next Umbra is exciting, I'm hyped for it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be. I'm glad to be back at Umbras.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're interesting, and I mean I like horror themed stuff, so I'm cool with this. I like it.
We got plenty more planned. All right, thank you so much for joining us.
How many minutes was it?
33.
Oh, look at that!
At least 30.
At least 30.
If you like us, you're already here. You're on Patreon. Spread the word about our Patreon, about our show. We love you.
Tell your friends.
Tell your
friends. Tell your family. Tell your mom. Tell everyone.
We
Tell your
love
mom you
you.
love her.
We'll see you next time on the post show. Bye-bye.
Bye.